How to cultivate pleasantness and inner magnetism. First Temple of Self-Realization, Fellowship in Encinitas, California, August 20th, 1939. Some people are born with a pleasant nature. Everyone is drawn to them. Some people never please anyone. Others neither please nor displease. They are simply ignored. Why? The impartial God is not responsible for the unequal distribution of attractive qualities. The differences in the characters of all people are of their own cultivation. Every person has created their own traits, either in this life or in past lives. It would be a great injustice if God were responsible for the fact that some children begin their lives with the advantage of good, pleasant qualities, and others with the disadvantage of bad and unpleasant ones. But He did not establish bad tendencies in some children and good tendencies in others. Therefore, we cannot hold Him responsible for this. God created all men equal, made in His image. To find justification for the apparent inequalities among men, we must understand the law of reincarnation. The knowledge of this law was buried and forgotten during the Dark Ages. Jesus spoke of reincarnation when He said, "Elijah has already come," and they did not recognize Him. The disciples then understood that He had spoken to them of John the Baptist, Matthew 17:12-13. The soul that appeared in an incarnation as Elijah returned in another incarnation as John the Baptist. This life would have no purpose if it did not give us enough opportunities to develop our potential abilities and fulfill our desires. Without reincarnation, how would divine justice operate in those souls that have no opportunity to express themselves because they are locked in the body of a child born dead or one that may only live until the age of 6? Such souls could not be condemned to hell, having done nothing to deserve punishment, nor could they go to heaven, having had no opportunity to earn it. Here is the answer. This earth is a vast school, and the law of reincarnation is the justice that brings every human being here as many times as necessary, so they can learn all the lessons of life. Sri Krishna hinted at this truth. By diligently following this path, purifying oneself from all sin, and achieving perfection through the effort of many births, the yogi finally enters the supreme bliss. Bhagavad Gita 6:45. A man himself has cultivated his qualities, whether bright or dark. Somewhere, at some time, in this life or others, he planted the seeds of his actions. If he now allows the seeds of bad actions to grow, they will choke the seeds of good he has sown. The wise uproot the seeds of evil from the garden of their lives. What attracts others comes from within. Everyone should learn to analyze themselves and others to determine why some people are liked by everyone while others are not. Even among children, we see some who are looked upon with affection by everyone, and others who are totally ignored. One of the first conclusions we can draw from these analyses is this. If a person wants to become more pleasant, they must develop from within the way to be more attractive. Sometimes, even the physically most beautiful person can inspire repulsion because of the inner ugliness reflected in their words and actions. In the past, the secret of popularity was assumed to be some kind of physical attraction and magnetism. But having this characteristic does not necessarily make a person pleasant. It is our good or bad qualities that determine who we attract or repel. Evil attracts evil. Good attracts good. It is not that certain something that we should desire, but the type of magnetism that will attract goodness, that will bring sincere friends and deserved admiration. Exterior features like clothes or a beautiful or graceful face might provide us with this type of attraction? No, it must be created within us. Avoid a bad mood. Being serious is not unpleasant, but when you are in a black mood, your expression is quite different. The face is a mirror that reveals every change in mood. Your thoughts and emotions, like waves, flow into and out of the facial muscles, constantly altering your appearance. Everyone you meet sees these facial expressions that reveal what you are thinking and responds to them. You may manage to control your eyes and smile enough to hide your feelings from some, but not from everyone. Lincoln rightly said, "It is true that you can deceive everyone some of the time, and even deceive some people all the time, but you cannot deceive everyone all the time." In our eyes lies the entire history of our life. It cannot be hidden from those who know how to read it. There are spiritual eyes, half-spiritual eyes, dishonest eyes, sensual eyes. What we do is written there. If I were to analyze what I see in someone's eyes, they would be astonished at my accuracy. Do not do anything that stains your mind. bad actions cause negative or evil mental vibrations that reflect in your entire appearance and personality. Engage in actions and thoughts that nourish the good qualities you wish to have. If you conduct yourselves in accordance with the truths I tell you, you will find your life wonderfully transformed. We are judged largely according to how we behave. We are judged somewhat by our clothing, but largely by the way we behave. Always be clean and neat in appearance. Avoid exaggerations in dressing. Clothes or accessories that are too elaborate make us seem like museum pieces. Dress simply and neatly and as suits your personality. But first of all, learn to behave properly. Once you have developed your mind and cultivated attractive inner virtues, the way you dress becomes less important. Mahatma Gandhi demonstrated that clothes alone do not make the man. He wore only a dhoti, a piece of cloth wrapped around the waist and falling to cover the legs, to identify with the humble masses of India. He arrived dressed this way at an invitation from a British governor in India. The servants did not want to let him in. He returned home and sent a package to the governor by a messenger. The package contained a suit. The governor called Gandhi to his home and asked him what the meaning of the package was. The great man replied, "I was invited to your party, but I was not allowed to enter because of my clothing, so I sent the suit in my place." The governor, of course, insisted that he come. Even in London, Gandhi visited the King and Queen of England wearing only his dhoti. He had transcended the personality of clothes. Now, I do not recommend this way of dressing. Gandhi had a mission to fulfill, and this was part of his role. If a man becomes as great as Gandhi, he can do as he pleases. The point is that one should not constantly think about the body, nor should one neglect it. Giving the body too little or too much attention leads to imbalance and fanaticism. Take care of your body reasonably and always remember what is more important: your mindset, your behavior. Give more attention to your mind, the springboard of your behavior, because this is what most people react to. When you are with others, be sincere and kind. Take an interest in others. When you are alone, you have the right to think and do as you wish. But when you are with others, you must not be distracted or show disinterest. The company of a corpse would be preferable to that of a distracted person. The indifference of a corpse is not an insult. When you are with other people, be there with all your heart. But when the interest in their company fades, excuse yourself politely and leave. You do not have the right to stay when your mind is absent. Be sincerely pleasant when you are with others. Never be a grouch. There is no need to laugh loudly like a hyena, but also do not make a long face. Simply be smiling, pleasant and kind. However, smiling externally when you are inwardly angry or spiteful is hypocrisy. If you want to be likable, be sincere. Sincerity is a quality of the soul that God has given to every human being, but not everyone expresses it. Above all, be humble. Although you may have admirable inner strength, do not overwhelm others with your strength of character. Be calm and courteous with them. This is the way to develop an amiable magnetism. Always try to be understanding. There are people who choose to be quarrelsome and refuse to understand us, whatever we say or do. They seem to go around ready to pick a fight at the slightest provocation. To attract true friends, you must develop understanding. True friends understand each other no matter what they do. You must be like that. What is life if you do not have the right kind of friends around you? In your heart is a magnet that will attract true friends. This magnet is altruism, thinking of others first. Few people are free from egocentrism, yet it is very easy to develop the quality of altruism if you build the habit of thinking of others first. A mother usually possesses this quality. Her life is service. She gives to her husband and children first, because she always thinks of others before herself. Others think of her. This is the tradition in Indian families, and this is the spirit taught in the ashrams of true spiritual masters. Consideration for others is a beautiful quality. It is the greatest attraction you can have. Practice it. If someone is thirsty, a considerate person anticipates their need and offers them something to drink. Consideration means being aware of others and paying attention to them. A considerate person in the company of others will intuitively be aware of their needs.